Hello, hello. Let's get going and see how the stream looks on both platforms. This is going to be different for me. So tonight I'm streaming live here on YouTube as usual, but I've also got a Twitch stream going. So if you catch me here on Twitch, welcome. This is my first Twitch stream and I'm looking forward to it. So anyone that's in the chat, let me know that the volume is looking or sounding good in this case. And then I will keep moving forward. We want to make sure technically we're all good. I'm also going to have background music in this stream because I'm building something. So let me know if that background music level is distracting, if you like it, or if I should just get rid of it altogether. So that's what I'm looking for. It's going to be interesting because I've got both streams going because I didn't have a great way of streaming both because I haven't subscribed to Restream or anything. So I'm just doing this straight over the fiber, 2 streams, which means I've got 2 windows open. Anyway, so hey Nelson, hey Chris. We've got, let's see, who else we got? We got Brian in the chat. Welcome, welcome. We got Tripod, Non-Fam. We've got 3DHP always hanging around. So I appreciate everyone stopping by. And 3DHP, I appreciate the tweets. Obviously, like the stream. I've got about 15 people in here so far. We got 3D Print Newbie Milan in the chat. About 15 people going. We need some more likes if you would, please. Steven, Andrew. Good to see everybody. We got Stephen Poole coming up in the Twitch as well. Again, I'm going to kind of play with this. This is a different stream. I'm not doing a 3D printer this one. It's kind of a chill Thursday night, and I just wanted to do something fun. What do we got here? Let me bring up the window I'm going to need in just a minute because it's being difficult. But what do we got here? So we've got Stirlingkit. We've got this metal model kit. I've never built one of these, but I've seen them around. Stirlingkit has these very simple models that they're non-functional. They don't do anything. They're just for display, and they're fun to put together. And they, of course, have actual engines that you can build that actually run off of different types of fuel. They really have a really wide range of different things that you can build and play with. Prices are all over the board, so this is one of their cheaper models. It's about, what'd I say, $65 as of this recording, and they go up to hundreds of dollars depending on how complicated of what you're building. And but just to let you know, they contacted me about doing something on my channel. Usually do 3D printing, but I'm always open to anything maker, anything fun, anything that people might find interesting, as long as it's kind of in that maker space, that things, that people on my channel would also like to, that they would be interested in doing. So, yeah, you can buy a Stirling engine from them, I also believe, so it's pretty cool. Yeah, they've got actually multiple Stirling engines that you could buy. So check it out. As always, the links are in the description. I will also be putting a sticky comment there that will have the links in it. I'll probably go ahead and post these over to, so give me 1 second. I will probably post this also over on the Twitch so that they have those links as well. Let me see if I can give them the links. So, anyone that drops by over there. I don't know if their chat is persistent over on Twitch. So we have to figure that out. I'm learning Twitch as I go here. So I'm going to just post that astronaut model up in Twitch. And check out the description. If you want to buy, you can use the code KRIS, K-R-I-S, that's how you spell my name, for a 10% discount on anything you buy. I don't think it has to be the Astronaut. And as always, these are affiliate links. They were kind enough to hook me up with the affiliate program in case you know, you guys buy anything, it helps the channel out. So all that out of the way up front. Other than that, no payment was exchanged. They just sent me this metal box with the kit in it. So that's where we are. I was going to let people file in. I don't know how many people to expect in this chat due to the fact it's definitely different from what I normally do. But and obviously this is going to be too late for most of Europe. I think I'm catching Australia tomorrow. So I think it's tomorrow in Australia. So let me go ahead and let's go and switch over to the screen share, and I will actually go over what I'm building so that you actually have a bit of a heads up here. So here's the screen share. And what I've got here, this is the Stirlingkit website. They have, like I said, a number of models, as complicated as you want to get. About the cheapest one I think you're going to find on here is there's like a $40 Spider here. But you got $65 models, $50 models, like I said, all the way up to several $100s for these different pieces. And so there's really quite a range of different models that you can buy. The model I'm building tonight is this colorful metal Astronaut. It's one, they gave me some options. This is the one I chose. I thought it looked the coolest. I really just like the design of this one. Comes with a little stand. I also saw that you can use it as a keychain. So I'm not expecting it to be very big. Let's see. So degree of difficulty, this is supposed to be one of their entry-level ones, so I don't expect it to take too long to build this evening. Steampunk styling. It's 154 parts though, which maybe I'm underestimating how long this is going to take, but I know how parts are. You know, if I was to build a 154 piece Lego set, that wouldn't take very long, so we'll see how the metal set works out. It's made of steel, iron, copper. It gives the dimensions here, so it's only going to be about, I guess, 12 centimeters high or so. I guess that's a finished product dimensions. I'm not sure, but it had good reviews. So that's what we're doing tonight. And someone was asking, like, Stirling engines. Yep, they've got Stirling engines. So if you're interested in Stirling engine kits, they have those as well. I would love to try out an engine kit. I think that would appeal to even more people. So maybe we'll get a Stirling engine going up next if you guys enjoy this kind of stream. So let's go back to the wide shot, and we will take it from there. All right, what we got going on in the chat? Brian's making people groan. That sounds pretty normal. Yeah, looking at it, you could use an emergency source of heat. Press insert. Yeah, no. All right. It is today here in Australia, not tomorrow or yesterday, or is it the middle of the next? Yeah, you know, that's how it is. So I'm assuming Watsy is in Australia. I hope everyone has their favorite beverage tonight. I do. Apparently YouTube is slightly faster than Twitch. That's interesting. Anyway, let's get going, because like I said, I don't know what to expect on this build. Obviously, if we go into the wee hours of the night and then it starts, if it takes more than a couple of hours, I'll put this off and we'll pick it up maybe tomorrow night or the next night or something. All right, SKW Diesel, thanks for dropping by. Have to leave for now. And thanks for dropping by, though. You can catch this tomorrow. This will be on my YouTube channel tomorrow. You can catch it there. I think I even told Twitch to save it in case, so there we go. Let's go ahead and cut it open and see. I do have a nice close-up camera here. Let me bring up, I want to be able to see what I'm doing actively. So, nice close-up camera that I've set up for this build. I hope I can show this well. There's the model. Let's go and open it up and take a look. I'm going to try to talk less and build more at some point. I have not opened this, as you can see, so I don't know what to expect at all. So there we go. That cut this open, and that's the opening of this can. Yeah, a couple of... You have to raise it up a little bit. but we'll see how it goes. There we go. Nice metal box it comes in. I didn't know about tools. I didn't know what to expect in the tool front. So I've got some of my own tools laid out here that you can't see unless I move it over. So yeah, I've got some knives. I've got a couple of extra needle nose pliers, and I've got a screwdriver set that, you know, just in case it doesn't come with everything I need to build this. And as you can see, I'm using my Wham Bam slap mat here as my build surface. I thought it would look good against this build. So it does come with a little screwdriver. I have a feeling it turns around. Oh yeah, so it's got a nice catch on it that pulls off, and it's got also a flathead screwdriver as well. That's pretty nice. Oh, and you can make it different lengths, which is also really nice. So if you need a long screwdriver, it does that. If you need a short screwdriver, it works just like that too. All right. Next up, we got a pair of needle nose pliers. It does come with, and that's really nice. And I'm going to start pulling out parts here, I'm sure. So there's a part. Oh, look, they're labeled. So that's B19. I'm probably going to try to lay this out in some cohesive, kind of make sense kind of way as I go. What program am I using to multi-stream? No, I'm actually doing this direct. So I've got a plugin for OBS that allows multiple outputs. I just happen to have enough bandwidth here, so I'm running about 5.5 megabits per stream, one out to YouTube and one out to Twitch. So anyway, there's a B19. We have a bag of, it looks like mainly screws here. We have, I'm hoping this is, yeah, so this is a parts list. And looks like assembly instructions as well. So I don't think I'm going to be able to keep this on the screen the whole time. So you following along with every bit of this would not be the most interesting thing. I'm just going to do the build. And you can follow along. This is going to be interesting. It is very mechanical. It is very, you know, visual, actually, is what the word I was looking for. It's very visual how you put this together. They've got, you know, here are the parts. You put them together like it shows here. Kind of like Legos, I guess, but with screws, nuts, bolts, springs, so that kind of thing. So I'm going to set that off to the side. Like I said, I'm going to use that, but I don't expect to keep it on the screen here the whole time. And then last but not least, we got a couple of more of these bags. Hey, Michael99, good to see you. Let's see what this is. I'm going to start popping these open here. If I need to back up or anything on this camera angle, please let me know. If the camera angle looks good from your end and you can tell what's going on, we'll just keep going though. Just wanted to make sure I'm not too close, but I want you to be able to see what I'm building, and it is a small model. All right, so this looks like it is a fancy, nice little, I don't know, just a lint-free or microfiber cloth and a card. I'm guessing this is maybe a unique ID for my set. So I don't know if that means anything to anyone, but that's what it looks like to me. Just maybe more little add-ins, or maybe that's what you're supposed to build it on so that you can see what's going on. I'm just using my rubberized slap mat here, but let's see what else we've got. Lots of little pieces, but they are all labeled. So we got Q's and N's. I think I'm going to try to find some sort of logical way to lay everything out. LMNOP. Oh boy. W, W. I hope I have enough room for all. TUV, W. This could be crazy trying to just find enough room to lay everything out, or if I'm, even supposed to do that at all. But I'm kind of in the Adam Savage camp where I kind of like to null things out and know where everything is. But I may need to rearrange my table as I go here so that I can really see what's going on. So we've got small little insets here, these G32s, G31s, smaller insets. We've got gears, these A's. Again, G21s, more insets. I'm just going to start nulling these out. You guys can just chat. There you go, Brian. The more you null. I'm going to have to talk for both Twitch also. We've got, let's see how many people are hanging out on Twitch. We got 4 people on Twitch. That doesn't surprise me at all, given that I've never streamed here before. We got J's. See, so you're going to have to watch me null these out, unfortunately. But this was an experiment. Whatever you guys want to talk about in the chat is good for me. It doesn't have to be directly related to this kit, but it can be. This is that multicolor kind of, I don't know, kind of looks like oil. There we go. Thanks, camera. It's kind of got oil here. These colorful pieces. It looks like the astronaut's head, probably. A little ball, so that gives you some idea about the size. I need to remember that centering this will get it focused. More. I'm doing pretty good on the nulling here. Hey, SPC3D, good to see you. Just hanging out on a Thursday night. One more day left this week, at least for people that work the 5-day work shifts. More quality control proof right there. At some point, someone told me from Stirlingkit, my Stirlingkit rep said that they were going to stop by and join the stream at some point. We'll see if they make it. If they do drop by, make sure they say hi. LS14, LS13. I'm going to keep moving things around here as I null this out. LS21. I'm guessing that they have basically a stockpile of parts that they've built things with, and they just choose the right bags. That's how I'm imagining that this works. We'll see if I'm right as we go further. Because I'm curious. I mean, they could just build all these kits out of the same stockpile. It would be pretty efficient to go, okay, you need this many of this in this kit, and this many of that in that kit. Because there are definitely, no linearness to these parts. But there are a lot of parts, but I know how much faster it's going to make this whole thing if I get them all nulled out. Now, I really love this. These are really cool. I don't know if I can get close enough to that camera. There we go. Look at those. Really neat little gear-looking things. I think going with that steampunk theme, they're really neat parts. Z's, C's. D's. We got S3, XP. See, next time I'll just know that these come with these parts that need to be nulled out, and then I would do that before the stream. Then I will just build. So, like I said, living the experiment, going to figure out how best to build something like this on stream. M13, M11, M8, a lot of M parts. Okay, so need to move things around one more time. So 7, 8, 10, 11, 13. I think I'm done. I think I finally, that wasn't too bad. And more of these colored kind of rainbow parts I was talking about. Really nice coloring, nice look here. Chris Riley, how you doing, Chris? Good to see you. Chris is over on Twitch. Chris Riley, why are all the peeps going to Twitch? Well, I figured that this was a different kind of stream. This is just a build stream. I know people just like to watch people do things on Twitch. So I thought I would give this a shot and see if people did want to watch it on Twitch. That's just what I was thinking about this one. Whether I do 3D printing streams on Twitch remains to be seen, but I thought I'd give it a shot. So I think I have everything knolled out here. This should make it a lot easier, kind of like knolling out Legos when you start. I am going to just go through the motions here and build a Lego set, for lack of a better analogy. Yeah, Chris, this is my first Twitch stream, so this is a new thing for me too, but I did, ooh, man, hi. All right, so, but I did want to try this, and I found a way to do multi-streams without having to pay for a service, which sounds like it should be its own YouTube video. I'm streaming to both platforms from one PC without any extra service. So let's take a look at what I've got here and get it going. Where should the lock nut go through? Screws clockwise. Okay, this is how to use a lock nut. Here's how to use pliers. These are all good tips right here. How to use lock nuts, how to use pliers. Nut tightened inside the lock nut. There's a white rubber ring inside the lock nut, and the screw needs to pass through the rubber ring to prevent loosening in the assembly process. Sometimes, even if the screw has passed through the rubber ring, but its parts are still loose, you need to continue to screw it in until the parts are stable. All right, we're ready to go. Tripod just joined over on Twitch, so we're twitching all over the place. That's fantastic. Any place you guys want to join, that's absolutely great with me. Let's get going. So we're going to need, I'm going to start with the screw. So that's an LS1. Getting all these bags open, I think, is going to be its own challenge. I'm going to start with an LS1. We're going to get a D2. I can stop talking at any time. If you'd rather listen to the background music, I'll even turn it on. Now, if the camera's hunting for focus too much, I can change the focus mode on it. Let me know if it starts to bother you. It has a long side and a short side. You know what? I started from the wrong end. I actually want to start from the screw end. So let's get a DP. The camera's hunting for focus. I can tell you why. It's hunting for focus because I'm changing focus so much. Let me see if I just turn it on manual focus, if it fixes the problem, at least temporarily. Let's try that. If that doesn't fix it, let me know. Or if it's just better, let me know. All right, so DP is just a washer. All right, I'm going to take a D2. That was the one I pulled out a minute ago. Yep. So we got a D2 long end. So on this, there's a short side and a long side. So it looks like the long side's going to go there. I'm going to take I need a lot of D2s. Looks like I need 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1. And we're going to take the long end again. And we're going to take the long end again. I'm going to take the long end again. That looks right. So I end up with something like that. And then I need a S4 lock nut. Is the focus better off now? Is it staying where it should? At least until I really try to put something up to the camera and it won't go there. Guess I should technically like try to use their tools. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this screwdriver because it doesn't exactly fit the screw great. It'll probably do the job. So we're going to start with it. If it gets on my nerves, I'll switch over. There you go. It's a little off now. I'm assuming that they want me to, yeah, they go ahead and show in the instructions that they want the shape to be right. So, but to get it exactly lined right will take a little bit more work, because it does look like I got it to where one set is longer than the other. Doesn't really say whether it should be short or long, somewhere in there. I think all the printer building has prepared me for a model kit. Alright, step 2. We need 2 LS13s. And then we're going to need a W10. There's only one of those. Alright, looks like it's supposed to be facing this way. Take the top one and the center one. Kind of small in here. We need 2 G32s, which are these. Hey Nelson, good to see you back. Didn't know you were having chat issues, obviously, since you couldn't chat. G32s, it's funny, so these are, you know, inserts, threaded inserts you'd use like on 3D prints or whatnot, but they're using it as, I think, decoration. So they're not actually functional here, they're just sitting on there. And then we need 2 S6s, which I'm guessing are going to be more very tiny lock nuts. I think I ended up doing right with my camera distance here, because otherwise you would be too far away to see some of these parts, because they are very small. Look at that. It's a very small little lock nut. Again, thanks for everyone joining me. If you got to take off tonight, I know it's late for some time zones, but I appreciate you dropping in. Next live stream will be a printer. So this was, at least for now, a one-off. I don't have any other plans to do a stream like this, unless people enjoy it. And I'll let Strirlingkit know. This is magnetized. Okay, so that's a little too, looks good there. Yep, that's how it's supposed to look. Checking out my... All right. Next up, just building up the parts, it looks like. So we're going to need a LS13. Ah, understood. There's an LS13. We need, I guess, oh, the part from 2. All right. And then we're going to take that, stick it through that top. I've got a heater down here, and I think it's about to get turned off. Yeah, I don't need it at the moment. Does the job, M7. Hope I picked the right chair for tonight. That's what I'm trying to make sure. I don't want to end up with back pains before I'm done with this, leaning over this table. That's why I started sitting down. I knew I wasn't standing up during this one. M7. XP, which is a bunch of little washers. Yeah, I saw that you were building a fancy new garage there, Tripod. I'm in the middle of my garage, the last part of my garage makeover. I've been working on it like the entire time I've had the channel. I'm working on the last part of it, and now that I'm working on it, it appears that everybody's out of stock on everything. So that kind of sucks. So this one's kind of weird. I've got that LS13 in there, and I've got M7, I got XP, but it doesn't really fit very well. I'm wondering if I'm going to have to loosen up that parts from the last step. Let's see, does that help? Huh. Don't know. Doesn't look like it's really helping. Interesting. I'm going to loosen them up a little bit because I can't really get these things flush at the moment. And so I'm wondering if it needs to be loosened up a bit. Okay, it's loose now, so it's either going to go on there now or it's not. Okay, yeah, now it's going on there. So I just need to loosen those up so it all fits properly. All right, and then I need some things that look like springs. T3. Yep, T3 are these little springs. Like I said, if I do another one, I'll also open up all the bags ahead of time. A couple of T3s. Another XP. So they should learn from Legos, where if they'd give you like a list of parts to begin with and how many of each of them, then I could go ahead and have them ready. And then an S2. I think that those numbers, now we're talking about like an S2, for example. I think this is a 2mm nut, I think is what they're referencing. Not 100% sure on that, but given that there's a 2.5 and a 3, that sounds like those. So I'm going to do that. Then they're saying I'm going to take this and put one on here. Put one on here. Doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to. Okay, T3. Ooh, wow. Yeah, this is tight. Go ahead and get this on here. And then an XP again. Don't exactly know what this is supposed to look like, so I'll figure it out as I go. And then we're supposed to figure out how to get the nut on here. Got to be very creative and dexterous. Dexterous? I don't know, however you want to say that. I don't know if that's going on or not. Okay, I think it's going on now. All right. So once you get it started, and I think it's going to go together a lot better. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and screw back on, I think, those first two that I loosened, now that it's trying to fit together. It may help it go together easier now. Let's find out. Again, a lot of these things I'm putting together I already know are aesthetic. They're not actually, you know, functional or anything like that. And I think these are just going to go up the top like that. I think this is like the top of his head or something, top of the astronaut's head. So we're going to make a V out of them. And let me tighten it up a little bit more. I've actually never done metal kits quite like this before. I've done things similar, but this is pretty impressive in terms of just the amount of parts and everything. I'm not going to tighten this one up yet. I want to make sure that I do the rest of it right. So there we go. And 3, symmetrical position complete. The other side refer to. Okay, so we're going to do 2 of these. Let's go ahead and grab. Are they polished brass pieces? Some of them are. Yep, some of them clearly are brass. The inserts and stuff are brass. Okay, so we're going to need multiples of these because we're going to do it twice. So we need an LS46. There's 2 of those at least. I'm looking at it. I'm trying to figure out if they're, you know, kind enough to include like 2, like an extra of each thing, or if I just haven't gotten to them yet. There's no way of knowing, because an extra part when you're dealing with things this tiny would really come in handy. It's why I chose to use the slap mat. Is I realized that I needed something that things would not want to roll away on. So that's why I chose this as my build surface, because given that it's silicone, it doesn't want to just roll away, and I thought it would look good for the stream. I think my music stopped. I didn't mean for that to happen. Let me go over here. Start that playlist over. Give you some background music as we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, XP, and then we need a couple of M2s. Again, these M2s I think are just 2mm non-locking nuts. One for each side. All right. Take this. And there's a good picture here, so I'm looking at the picture on how they want me to do this. I'm going to take one of these screws. Talking about losing things. There it goes. One of these screws. This piece goes through it. I think another washer goes on the other side. So that is between them. And then we're going to take it around here to the back side. And then I'm going to get that screw on the back of here, which I'm going to have to use pliers to do because my fingers won't fit. And then you have to be very good to get it started. So once you get it started, it shouldn't be any problem. But it might take a second to get it started. I guess I can do like I did before. now I know why you've never seen a live stream of one of these. There we go. I have to admit, I do feel a bit like Adam Savage with some of these that he builds. Alright, so now that I've got that side started, let's go and build the other side up. Okay. Everything is started now. I can start making it look like the picture a bit more. I want to spread out these so that they're kind of at a 90-degree angle. Tell you what, those tiny little lock nuts do the job though, because I cannot manually hold them. So I'm guessing when this thing is built, it's going to be done. Okay. That's good enough. I'll go ahead and tighten down the sides here. And after this piece, I'm going to get me another drink, because talking too much. I do think I want a tiny screwdriver here. I need to manipulate this spring a little bit. It's sitting really well on one side. The other side, I'm not as happy with it. I'm a bit meticulous when I build things. There we go. I think anyway. I may have to back the screw off a little bit. There we go. I think I got it where I want it. There we go. Okay. Now square everything back up because this little piece in the middle bends. We'll see if that's good or if I need to tighten something up later. I feel like I've got a piece of Cerebro, if you know X-Men comics. It looks a bit Cerebro. Hey look, we got Stirlingkit joining us. I told him you'd drop by. Good to see you. And Boodog Tom, how you doing? All right. All right, how to use X2. So X2 is interesting. X2 is the head of the Astronaut, I believe. Okay. X2, turn clockwise to tighten X2. Turn on the light. Ooh, there's a light in it. To replace the battery, refer to the assembly sequence in the diagram and note that the direction with the plus sign of the battery. So there's sort of battery in here. This is the batteries. So we're going to get to the batteries in a minute. Oh, we need to go ahead and do it. Okay, so this has batteries and lights up. That's exciting. Or it's got a battery. Turn clockwise to tighten X2 and turn on the light. So let's see, can I tighten it and turn it on? Oh, there it goes. Check that out. I didn't expect that. That's neat. It even changes color. Hey Jay, how you doing from Sydney? Good to see you. Look at that. That's unexpected, but really cool. And they do include like 3 extra batteries. So if you run out of batteries, and you just loosen the head off, and it does that. But yeah, it actually is pretty bright. I'm in studio lights here, and you can still see that quite well. All right, very cool. All right, now we're going to put together the rest of the head. But look at this assembly diagram, guys. Look at this right here. I know there you go. I'm going to have to stay low because I turned off autofocus. But look at that assembly drawing. That's going to be fun. Thank you, Stirlingkit, for that bit of crazy instruction right there. I'm going to start on one side and move to the other. So that's what I've been doing this whole time. You just start on one end, grabbing the parts as you see them. First pass X2 through the middle of 4. Align the holes on both sides before assembling. If X2 is difficult to put in, you can gently break 4 with your hands. If one is difficult to put in, 1 is in this one. Pull apart. 2 do not need to be complete and tighten first. Okay, so it's just letting me know some helpful bits of advice. So we're going to start with LS24. Hey Bob, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. As I mentioned, we're also live on Twitch. I probably should have gone ahead. I know it's crazy to pin a Twitch link on YouTube, but I don't want you to leave YouTube necessarily. But if you will go, if you're interested in Twitch, if Twitch is your thing, then go ahead and at least subscribe to me on Twitch, and then you're welcome to just come back over here on YouTube and watch me here. I don't want to turn you away. If you're on Twitch, just stay there. Anyway, let's see. So there's an LS24. Then we're going to get, I think this is pretty symmetrical. So I'm going to need multiples of these. We need some E18s. So I think we need all 4 of these E18s, so I'm going to pull them all out. There we go. All right. So we're going to take one of these, we're going to put it through here. We're going to get some ZPs. ZPs are another washer. How many of these ZPs we need? 1, 2, 3, 4 it looks like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then we're going to take a ZP. Oh, we get to use these cool Q3s I was talking about. I really like these things. They look really neat. Like gears made of bronze. We got 2 of them in this instruction. So again, we're going to add the Q3, and then another ZP, and then another E18. All right, so this is where it gets interesting. So now I've got to take his head, got to take this thing I assembled in the last part. It looks like it goes like this. I'm going to take it through here. Oh no, I missed something. Okay, hold on. We need this guy too from that first step. So we need to take a couple of these parts off. So right after the Q3, which is that bronze piece. This is crazy. All right. So Q3. Now we're going to take this. Going to put that in here first. Once that's in there, we're going to then take that ZP. Then we're going to take that E18. Then we're going to put in this crazy piece. And I'm trying to figure out where it's telling me to put it in. That is a crazy bit of instruction there. Is it the center? It looks like the bottom holes. So I'm going to assume the bottom holes for now. Bottom hole. I don't think there's any other way for me to see. All right, we're going to assume the bottom hole. We'll see if this reaches all the way down there, because the head's going in next. Almost there. Okay. Almost there. All right. Making sure it's not supposed to be the middle holes. Well, that's not what I'm seeing here. If I had slightly bigger pictures, maybe it would help. Is there a PDF of this Stirlingkit? Can you get a PDF of it so that you can zoom in on instructions? That would be really helpful. Okay, so I just pulled it apart a little bit. That seems to have loosened it up. And then after that, I'm going to take it back through E18. Okay, so there. And then whew, you got to line everything up as you're doing this. So if that's the case, I probably built it upside down. Yeah, I did. Because they've got... No, I didn't. I did not. Okay. But that E18, I'm trying to figure out where it goes. So the outside E18 swivels, but the inside E18 looks like they want it to go down. Can it swivel all the way down? So I don't have to pull it back apart. Yep, it'll swivel. Okay. And then that'll go there, and then we need another E18 inside. And it'll go down too. Then we need a ZP. And after the ZP, I can take it back through this thing I assembled in the first step. This crazy amount of agility. I have to just fit it back between these. But that is easier said than done. Maybe I'll take this off of here for the moment. And if I back this screw off a little bit. Here's hoping the head's the hardest part. Starting to think I should really pull this first piece apart a little bit. But now I'm afraid it's too late to do that. So, don't want to damage the finish. So, guess I'm going to have to change my tact here a little bit. I need to pull this back apart a little because it's just too tight. Trying to not lose everything while I do this. So let me pull it apart. Alright, now that it's pulled apart, I bet you it'll fit a lot better. I'm going to go ahead and put that that washer back on there. There it goes. Now it'll fit. And now it'll tighten up a little bit, hopefully. Something now is facing the wrong way. If I built it like this, this one still needs to face down. Okay, so now it's facing down. Everything's facing down. Now I can tighten it up. Now that's not falling apart. There's the little head. Okay. And then I am going to put that gear. That's a Q3. Then we're going to do another ZP. And then we're going to do another E18. And then I need an S2. And then this will be put together. Looks like at the engines, Boodog said he looked at the engines. They're nice. Should try for a rocket motor next. Elon's making it real. Maybe you could too. Sure, sure. I'm up for building rockets. And if you are not familiar with the channel Integza, you should definitely go check out Integza's channel if you like rockets. Integza is doing some amazing stuff, 3D printing rockets. I love his channel. It's a lot of fun. So if you're new, look it up. I couldn't tell you how to spell it. Sound it out, Integza. Don't know exactly how tight this needs to be. I'm going to just kind of make the nut some sort of flush, maybe. A little bit. Yeah, it's a little tight. Let's see if the head will still light up. Can I still tighten it? Yep. So the head still lights up. Hello, 3D Jeff from Indiana. How you doing? Okay, let me check something real quick. Trying to see what this looks like. It's funny, I can't get the angle I really want to off of this piece. I'm not 100% sure they're showing me the right holes. I hope they are. I ordered their metal printer, only $188 billion. All right. I'm trying to figure out something on this head. Trying to make sure I put it together right, because this is not something I want to come back and fix. But like, I can't find any pictures kind of showing what I want to see. So I guess I'm just leaving it and not worrying about it. I'm going to trust their instructions. Crazy talk. Okay. Let's tighten things up a little bit. I'm going to tighten up that screw that I had to loosen to get this thing aligned properly. Hopefully it plays well. still keep going back and forth on my pliers here. I think it would be weird for no one to have pliers that ordered a kit like this. Okay. That should be tight enough. All right. I think. Yeah, that's different. Okay. Let's go ahead. I can maybe tighten some things up later if I need to. If 6 is difficult to snap into C5, clamp D2. Okay. So let's go ahead and get an LS13. An XP. How many XPs do I need? 1. Looks like just 2 XPs. Oh, 2 XPs and 2 LS13s. All right. Da-da-da. Looks like I'm attaching it from both sides. So let's go and get what we need out here. Okay, a ZP, 2 ZPs. XPs and ZPs. And then 2 D2s. Yep, 2 of these nice D2s, and then a C5. That'll be the last of the D2s, and a C5. So Boodog was making RL-10 parts, Merlin rocket motors, and now he does 3D printers for a living. Fantastic story. Love it. Love it. All right. Let's put this together. Hold it like this. Take one of these, an XP, a ZP, yeah, I agree. 3D Jeff, Stirling has some nice parts. That's why I wanted to build it. Let me start off with something like this to get my feet wet, because this is definitely. I'm curious to know if they're all this complicated with this many pieces. How much time you should really like set aside for this sort of thing. Okay, so that's there, and then did I not grab the nuts I needed? Nope, I need 2 S2s. Hello, Michael99, good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. How's that music level? Let me know. If you can barely hear it, and that's great, or if you can't hear it well enough and you'd like to, let me know. Just playing some background music. Of course I forgot something. I was like, how are we attaching this neck to this whole thing? And I missed that part. So let's just take this back off real quick. I didn't make a big misstep. I just knew something didn't seem right. Okay. Put those washers back on. Put the short end of this back on. And then this goes in here first. And then, so if we take him, this goes in this way. So we need to angle these towards the front, these towards the back, then we stick this together. Does that need to be tighter? Looks like it needs to be tighter because these little pegs here have to fit inside this piece. I guess I need to tighten it up. Just double checking. Yeah, I think that goes on the inside. So let me tighten it up. One of those things you don't want to over tighten it in case that screws it up, and then you'll find out later if you need to bring them closer together, which is exactly what happened here. Need like a tiny spanners. Tiny spanners. Okay, let's see if that fits in there yet. Almost, just not comfortably. Yes, David, I noticed this is listed as a beginner kit. So I think you know what you're in for if you go for anything harder. I do want to try one of their actually working engines, though. That would be where I'd like to go next from here. I think that would be a lot of fun. All right, so now this should go in here a lot better. This goes like this. These go in here, I think. Yep. So now you see, now we're putting together this whole head assembly. All right, man. Have a good night, 3D Jeff. Okay. So now we're going to try this again. Now that those fit inside of there. And take that. That's the short end. This is going to go through all of this and hold that together. We're going to need to grab that with the pliers. Wrong one. Let's grab this. Boy, I hope I never get arthritis. Something like this would be near impossible with arthritis, I would think. So. Tighten this down. All right, then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. It's funny because some of the parts are a little loose, and so you can kind of make this as, you know, for lack of a better word, sloppy or as nice as you want it. I'm kind of a perfectionist, so like when I see that washers are not lining up perfectly, it just bothers me, so I'm trying to fix those if possible during the initial assembly, even though it takes me an extra minute. I want this to be nice when I'm done. It's a model, but it's a challenge to make it nice on top of the fact that the model is already challenging. But I do want it to look nice. All right. Now I think I can move it a little bit as I need to, but let's go ahead and do the one on the other side. Other side, same deal. I'm going to take the screw. I'm going to put X on first. Then Z. And then the short end. And then we just put it together the same way we did the last one. Yep. It's right together. I'm going to grab this lock nut. One thing I'm also impressed, everything goes together with lock nuts, which means that, I mean, the purpose of that would be that After you've assembled this kit, you shouldn't have to worry about, like, even if you're using it as a keychain or, you know, say you're just, you know, handling it, you shouldn't have to worry about it falling apart on you just from use. And that's kind of a neat thing to know. 3D printers would actually do well to learn from this Stirlingkit, because I can't tell you how many times that I see a part of the printer that probably should have been a lock washer, and they just, or excuse me, a lock nut, and they used just a regular nut anyway. And then all you have to worry about is that later, that moving part, the thing that's shaking apart, is going to come apart on you. So, thanks, Jerry. I just saw your comment on Twitch. I appreciate you getting your wife to follow me there too. All right, so that is looking really nice. We can make his head glow. Yeah, make his head glow. Looks cool. Okay. So, and then it just gives me some pictures of what it's supposed to look like. Okay. I'm going to turn it around like this, and we're going to build the backside. LS22. They show it as a keychain. Check out the pictures on the website. You can find the link in the description. Find the link. Check it out. They do show people using it as a keychain. I agree. Maybe not as a keychain. Maybe keychain's the wrong word. A tag. You know, it's got a keychain-like thing on it, but they use it as a tag, like on a book bag or something. All right. Do not tighten S2 first, and tighten it after 9 is inserted. Oh, after 9. Okay, so it doesn't want me to tighten this up. It just wants me to put it together, and we'll tighten it up next time. All right, that sounds like good to know things. So we need 2 of these XPs. Earrings. David says, earrings. That would be a special kind of heavy. That does not sound fun, but I'm not an earring wearer myself, so who knows? Okay, ZP. 2 X's, 2 Z's. We need 2 M8s. These M8s are real nice. They are, again, brass. I like the way that Stirlingkit mixes up their colors. It makes it a more interesting piece to look at, because there's a lot of nice, you know, just variation in the piece. So. And the precision here is really nice too. Some of these pieces, like this little brass piece here, I mean, that's a lot of precision to machine that so small. Really nice. So let's do an XP, a ZP, and then we take this, looks like the bottom holes. I'm going to put that first bottom hole in first, and then put an M8. And then we're going to put in that piece, the bottom hole on it, and then we're going to do another M8. Sigh. Okay, and then after M8 is the second M8 is on there. Should be able to finagle it straight again, push it back through. Again, we're going to do the Z, which is the bigger of the two. I'm going to do an X, which is the the smaller of the two. And then I always forget to grab that lock nut before I get to the last step, which isn't as easy once everything's being held together and you have to hold both sides. Got to just start grabbing the lock nut as I grab the screw. All right, so I've got it on here now. I'm not going to tighten this on as it suggested. Hey David, I appreciate you dropping by. David says he wants me to build an engine next. So Stirlingkit, I know you're in the chat. If we want to do this again, let me know. And we'll get an engine next time. That's what people want to see. All right. All right, so we tighten that up a little bit. Okay. Okay, for the next step, we're going to tighten that lock nut up after this one. Another LS22. We are getting rid of some bags here, so I think that's important to feel like you're making progress, is when you actually get some of these bags disappearing. I know that makes me feel like, okay, we're doing it. Let's build an XP or two. Oh, let's go and grab that S2. Like I said, I don't want to forget that this time. Not having it on the table when you've got everything in your hand is a pain. All right. There's an S2. Need a couple of XPs, or actually like 4 XPs. We're going to put some more springs on here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we do need 2 T3s for the springs. All right. We've already got our other XP. We need 2 G31s. 2 G31s. All right. We got some more knurled inserts, which, like I said, I think they just use them because they look cool and brass, which is a good enough reason to me. All right, 2 G31s. And then this C19 kind of looks like a piston. Yeah, it looks like a bit of a piston. Is that what it is? A bit of a piston? Well, if it's a bit of a piston, it doesn't move like a piston. It may be designed to look like a little piston. I think this is probably going to be his neck or something. That's pretty cool. All right, so let's put it all together. So I think I've got it all aligned properly. We are going to take this, we're going to put one of these XPs. I'll put a T3 and another XP and then a G31. Nope. Then this other hole right here. So that last remaining hole on the bottom. Then we're going to put a G31. Okay. Then we're going to take our piston and we're going to put the bottom or top, whatever you want to call it, of the piston. Then I think another G31. And we're going to take it back through that last hole. Boy, I must be getting better at this because that was easier. All right. And then we're going to take another one of those XPs. Another spring. Another XP. Oh, I lost the spring. All right. XP. Springs are a little bit more difficult to fit into place just because of the nature of the eyelet on the bottom of the spring. And then we're going to take that XP again. There we go. Now I'm going to take that S2 nut. See if I can get it started. And I can. Check that out. Looking mighty fine. Okay, now that I have that, it says I can go ahead and tighten the one from the previous step, and I'm right-handed. Maybe a little too right-handed. Looks like a kid. I shouldn't be picky about whether I'm right-handed or not. I'm gonna tighten that up just a little bit. I'm gonna do the same here. I'm gonna tighten it up, but I'm not over tightening anything at this point because I don't know what the final form is. I feel like building a transformer, you don't know what the final form. Mika Steve, good day. How you doing? All right, and we're turning the page, folks. So there it is. And honestly, yeah, it definitely gets faster the next step. The head's the hardest part. This is the last pages, and as you can see, it's a lot more big pieces. So let's see if we can get through this. We've been going for about an hour and 15 minutes of the actual build. And obviously, I'm talking my way through this. So, hold by hand, tighten 53 with the cross sleeve. Wow. Okay, move that out of my way. So this one's going to be fun, it looks like. Let's get an LS11 up in here. LS11? Oh, there it is. Out of place. Put a J15 in the wrong place. So there is an LS11. We need some ZPs. How many ZPs? 2 ZPs. Okay. 2 ZPs. An F8. Hey, look, guys, boosters. And this is a fantastic use of what just looks like speaker housings. See these? They're speaker housings. There's, you know, you put these on your speaker connectors. But they look really neat as rocket boosters. So we're going to take one of these. Take that F8, ZP. We need another G32. And then we'll need an S3 to seal everything up. We're getting bigger screws here, which makes my hands happy. So there we go. Let's put it together. It does say where it goes on here. Sorry, I'm having to check the directions to make sure I know what this looks like. Alright, let's give it a shot. If I make a mistake, it's all screws. And one thing that is kind of nice about a kit like this, it's just all screws. If you make a mistake, it's all metal pieces. You're not gluing anything together. If you make a mistake, no harm done. Just take it back apart, fix it. Sure, it could be a real pain in the butt. You know what? I forgot CP. I need a CP. But anyway, as I was saying, you know, if you find yourself, I messed up some point, you know, it could be a pain, but you have not permanently attached to anything from what I can tell. So you just keep trying. So CP, ZP, G32. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. All right, so this is where it gets interesting. So it wants me to take this, which is going to be facing this way, according to my instructions. It wants me to now take this through here, I think. Okay, now it wants, yeah, that's right. And then now it wants that ZP. Now it wants the G32. Oh, neat. Okay, so we're actually going to tighten the G32. It actually fits it. So this isn't just hold 9, tighten 53. That's a cross sleeve. Okay. So I'm going to line everything up here. This one is structural, is what I was trying to say. This isn't just for looks. So I'm going to try to line everything up real nice with my fingers. Cool, cool, cool. Love it. I'm going to tighten this a little bit more because it just makes the next step a little easier if this is already tightened. It is sliding around a little bit, but I can adjust it as I go. Okay, I like that. It's looking good. Trying to see if that focuses at all. I don't see any difference. Okay, let's just go with it. All right, so, and then we're going to take this spring. It loops up to the top to look like a hose. So what we've got here is basically propellant going to our boosters using this hose here. All right, and now we're just going to put that S3 on top. All right, now we can tighten it down. I think I'm going to grab my own Phillips screwdriver here. That one's getting a little smaller for these big screws. That's a little frustrating. Okay, I don't want to tighten this too much. I don't think it needs to be tightened too much. Just where it's not coming off, and I'm pretty happy with that. So that matches my picture. Again, this is kind of like the hose coming from whatever the propellant. I swear I'm going to... Wow, I can't even find my focus ring on this camera. Let's go back. I just wanted to show it to you. Give me a second. I don't know why the manual focus is not working on this. There we go. There we go. Now you can see what I'm working on. All right, so that looks really good. Like I was saying, kind of like our propellant tank maybe. And there we go. Kind of like the propellant tank, and this is my booster, and then I'm going to build the one on the other side.
So kind of cool. Put this back down here, and then I can turn back on my steady focus. There we go. All right. And now I'm going to play with focus for a minute. Okay. Works for me. All right. Let's build up the other side. At least I think it's the other side. That's 10. Oh, it wants me to go ahead and do both. Doesn't really mention it. But it is showing the picture that both of them need to be done. So I guess I'll go ahead and just do the other one. All right. Go ahead and grab the same parts. S3. And G32. Should have just pulled out 2 parts to begin with. ZPs of a couple of ZPs. CP. And boop. And then an LS11. We're just going to build the one on the other side because while it doesn't really tell me to do so, maybe that's what that little symbol means. Does that little symbol mean do both? Yes. All right. There's a little symbol here that basically means do both sides. Okay. Let's mirror it as it says. ZP, F8, CP, put this one on this side. And then ZP, that G32 again, we're going to tighten on. Up a little bit. All right, we're going to take that hose around again, otherwise known as a spring. All right, and then we're just going to add that last lock nut to the tip. We will have it done. If I turn the screw here, it seems to be turning the spring, so I guess I'm going to have to turn the nut to really do this properly. I don't need to over tighten this, kind of like the other side. looks good. There we go. So jetpack in place. It even tilts a little bit. I can play with the alignment a bit. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. Moving right along, we have to build the legs of this little guy. All right, so let's get those going. This is another mirrored part. So this time I'm going to build them at the same time now that I know what that little symbol means, that little plus symbol. Let's go ahead and grab two LS24s, which, not those, these. Two LS24s. We need two XP times 3s. Okay, so we're going to take XPs, so we need 6 of these total because we're stacking them. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right. All right, we need an M7, a couple of M7s. Yep, M7, M7. I'm going to take ZP. At this point, I'm using these XPs and ZPs so often, I'm just going to pull them out and set them on top of the bags. A ZP and a ZP. Then we need, I better line these up in some way. So let's line them up and then it'll make way more sense when I go to assemble them. So we're going to take these because they're going to be stacked together. These because they're going to be stacked together. Like I said, then the M7s and then the ZPs. And then W17, so they've got these gears that we're going to put on here now because they look cool and they're brassy. So I got those W17s. We're going to take a couple of M10s. Oops, so these are a couple more of the pieces that they've made all, I guess, oil looking. I don't know the rainbow effect on these. Pay attention when you order this kit. I think that they have one kit that comes with the little rainbow pieces and one kit that does not. So keep that in mind if you're thinking about ordering these. So, and then a couple of these N8s. Look at these, copper. Those are really, really nice parts. There we go. Really, really nice parts. I love those. So some N8s, a couple more ZPs, ZP. Then some M13s. These are some more colorful pieces that they've added the rainbow coating to. You can see those right there. Just throwing these off to the side as I go. See, it looks brass. See, it's interesting. See, I would have thought these were copper because these are brass. And you see there's a difference in color to these. I hope you can see that. So this is more the brass and these are more copper. At least that's the way I read it. I could be wrong. Then some F9s. Couple of F9s. Running out of room. This is definitely a long build here. F9s. And then a couple S2s to clamp everything off. For anyone sticking around, I appreciate it. It's nice to have people hanging out on a Thursday night. I am going to try to finish this. We'll see how it goes. Got about 20 more minutes before what I said I was going to do. I'd hate to quit though and have like 15 minutes more of building to do, you know? So we'll see how it goes. All right. So now we can put it together. We're going to do 2 of these. I'm going to take this. I'll put 3 of these on it. Luckily, I just kind of put it together in the order I laid out. Made it easy on myself. And then this one. M7. ZP. W17. M10 facing the screw. N8. You can see what that does. That's kind of a neat effect. You can see now inside of here, and you get this cool rainbow effect on this screw, and you get that knurling off of the sprockets of that gear. So that's pretty cool. There you go. I know, Michael, this is definitely a different stream than what I usually build, but you know what? We're all makers here, and I thought I would do something different and something I thought was fun. Hey, if it's not the most fun thing you watched tonight, I completely understand. But anyway, like I said, the whole point was just to do something different, and Stirlingkit was nice enough to send this over for me to take a look at. So that's why we're here tonight. So that all goes together. I think that looks the way that they're showing it in the picture. I'm kind of paying attention to how they're showing everything oriented once it gets together. So we can kind of straighten that up later though if we want to. Thanks, Michael. And we can talk 3D printing all we want. There is no rules here. If there is something that I can answer 3D printing wise that doesn't require looks like this is loose. Is it supposed to be loose? If I can answer something 3D printing questions, if you got something, yeah, that is going to be loose, I guess. Then I'm happy to do it. Again, no official rules here or anything. Particularly if it keeps people hanging out. All right, there's one. Let's put together the other one. There's that leg, by the way, if you missed it. That's one of his legs. And I always appreciate the channel support. We're going to be doing some different things here on the channel. It's not always going to be 3D printing. At this point, it is still just for fun. I hope it always stays just for, or I hope it always stays fun. And then everybody can just hang out and have a good time too. There. That's good. I didn't even watch any live streams about this sort of build before I did my live stream tonight. I wanted to make sure I kind of came in fresh. I hadn't opened the box. I hadn't done anything to sort of prep for it, you know, other than just reading the website, anything anybody else would have done. So, you know, I thought it would make it interesting, and I was right, because this is definitely like more involved than what I would have expected. This is, I don't think I would give this to a young kid unless you have a kid that has just a lot of patience and dexterity. If you were trying to teach your kid fine motor skills, then this would definitely be something to do. But it's kind of a bit of work. We got 2 of these now. Now we are going to take our astronaut buddy here, and we're going to give him legs. Turn it over this way. We're going to grab one this way. And let's go ahead, and we need an LS. We're going to need 2 LS. Oh, never mind. This is L2. Okay. We're going to need 2 LS2s. 2 LS2. Am I reading that right? LS2. There's LS2. I almost hit it for myself. All right. And a couple of LS2s. A couple of ZPs. And then that's going to go through there. We're going to just attach it all together with an S3. We need 2 S3s. All right, let's put it together. I feel like we're kind of getting into the home stretch here a little bit. Got to build the arms, and then that's pretty much it. You decide whether you want it to be a hanger or whether you want it to be a stand. I'm going to put mine on the stand. I don't have anything to hanger it off of. Definitely don't want to lose any pieces after I'm done assembling this thing. Anyway, let's go ahead and take right here, right there, and then it goes through one of the leg holes here on the bottom. And then we just add our lock nut to the bottom. Lost it. It's bound to happen every now and then. Let's try again. So if I was going to build lots of these, I would actually find some very small spanners for building a kit like this, because that's what I'm finding right now. I need just something that would hold the nut for me. Either a small spanner or a small, just a wrench kit that has some very small wrenches in it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tighten this one down basically to where I can still kind of pose his leg a little bit, hopefully. Maybe, yeah, a little bit. But there's a leg assembled. Let's do the other side. Now I have put it to where the legs, yeah, I did that wrong. I need to face the beauty shot on the front, but that's easy to twist around. All right, not a big one. Running out of room. Don't have that quite straight. I don't know if the lock nut's a little off. There we go. There we go. Just tighten here, you know. It's a little set. And And I think I'm going to have to bend this a little bit. I feel like I'm too close to... Here we go. I got it, finally. Just had to get it to lock in there. Maybe these are better right here. Absolutely, Tripod. Good talking to you, John. Thanks for joining the stream tonight. Hopefully you can catch the end of it, see the thing finished tomorrow. But you have a good night's sleep. I understand work's in the morning. Yep, have a good night, and I would love to do a stream sometime. So there are his legs. Not exactly going to stand up straight, and the reason for that is that since these are made out of two different pieces instead of it just being one piece all the way across, one leg is just naturally going to be lower than the other one. Not a big deal. He's not meant to stand. He's going to be flying. All right. So it looks like arms. Okay, arms it is. All right, we're going to do 2 of these. So we need 2 LS8s. I figured as I went too late here, people would drop off. But you know what? These live streams on YouTube live forever. Maybe these will be of use to someone in the future that actually buys one of these kits and is confused all over the place how things go together. I'm just hoping I'm framed well here so that people can use it for that later. Get some 2 F9s. All right. XPs, 2 XPs. 2 A11s. Again, getting rid of some more bags here. Fantastic. I guess I should line these up like I did the last ones. I'll line them up. XPs. A11s. W17s. Da 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 da. W17, W17. Couple of M11s. And then some ZPs. ZP. And then some G31s. I got a couple of those left. Yep. A couple of G31s. And then some 2.5s to top everything off. Okay. Let's go and put that together. We're going to grab that. The eyelet is going to come off the top here, like that. I'll put the XP here. A11, W17, M11 with the bottom facing towards the screw head. ZP, a G31, We're going to top it all off with 2.5. Okay. That's what that arm is supposed to look like. Let me double check. Yep, and I can tighten that down in a minute. Let's go and put together the next one using the first one as the reference. I'll put the eyelet on there first. Do that deal. That deal. All right, build them both at the same time. It's a little bit quicker. Now the key to when you put these together, when you're actually going to finally screw them together, is to line everything up as you're screwing them together. Otherwise you're going to have a wonky arm. Kind of just get it tight enough and then just push it into place the best you can. Otherwise you're going to have to loosen it back up. Just kind of go a little bit at a time so you can line up the whole arm. It's not super important, but I think it looks better. All right. That arm's pretty good. Let's do the next one. And I gotta get it a little tight before I can start aligning it. Not tight enough. All right. Yep, I can tighten that a little bit. Okay. That's pretty good. Let me tighten it one more time. Okay, I got arms, 2 of them. And then we're going to find 14. Let's take our little astronaut guy and turn him facing forward. His little arms are sticking out right here, waiting for the rest of them. And we need to put together both sides. We're going to get 2 LS21s. What song is that? It kind of sounds like an Avengers song. Phoenix Rising. I like that one. That one's good. All right. Oh. Sorry. Listening to the music too here a little bit. It's keeping me going. All right. 2 LS21s. And then we are going to do 2 M10s. All right. And then 2 M7s. I think there are going to be a lot of extra parts. Again, major kudos to them for extra parts. Because if I would have dropped one of these and lost it, ugh, play hell finding some of these pieces. They're very customed. And then we need a couple S2s. All right, couple S2s. Now we can put them on. All right, we're going to grab an LS21, put the M10 on it. We're going to put the arm, and then we're going to put an M7. We're going to S2 it on the inside. Magnetized, foiling me here, putting together these last few pieces. Don't want to magnetize the wrong thing. I got it. That was fancy. All right, so let me tighten this up a little bit, just enough to make it a posable piece of the model. Okay, now he's posable. Let's do the other side. Grab, again, we're going to put the M10 on it. Then we're going to put the arm. Then we're going to put an M7. Then we're going to put the arm on. Not an easy part of the build. And again, I guess this is how you get started with watchmaking. That's how I'm feeling right now. Like after this, I should, like if this is beginner, then a watch must be advanced. I do think it may be easier if I would have used my my bench microscope or something. Not microscope, but magnifier, my bench magnifier. May have come in handy. All right, there's that other arm. And follow the instructions to rotate. Oh, okay. So now we can move. We're supposed to move the shoulders up. So we're going to push the shoulders into place. That makes a lot more sense. So the shoulders come up. So the shoulders are going to come up kind of parallel to the body, and then the arms can come down independently, which makes him look much more proper. Again, the shoulders you can see here, they're this direction now. They're running parallel to the body now, or real close to it anyway. And then now the arms look right. Love it. Love it. Look at there. Tighten all the screws and nuts. All right, so I think I'm just going to come in here. What's it's tell me to do? Just tighten these back down now, because I don't want the shoulders moving, basically. There we go. May come in here later and adjust my placement of some of these parts because they're not centered. And I would really like some of them a little bit more centered, because I think they would look better. Like if I could come in here and center this one, I think it would just look better. What just came off? I don't think I broke anything. I was just seeing if I could move this nut around, but it's being difficult. Sorry for the extra boring parts. Well, you know what? I will not waste your time on this. I will worry about my idiosyncrasies later. Let me just get his shoulders tightened in, and then we will finish this up. And I will straighten up some of these niceties later. All right, so shoulders are straightened so that he is posable. Legs are a little posable as well. There's something a little loose. I think I know what it is, but again, I'll fix it later. Definitely not going to pose any problems for the display. All right, so now you have some choices as they describe well here in the manual. Number 16 here, you can turn it into like the keychain hangy thing, which is this deal. Or we can put him on a base. I'm not going to do the keychain hangy thing, which would be V9. I'm going to show it to you so that you can see it, and you'll know what the option is. So if you want to make it a hanger of some sort, hang it in your car, hang it on your book bag, whatever, you have this option. It does come with that. But what I'm going to do is the display. So let me do that real quick. Let's go ahead and we're going to build the first thing, which is an LS14. All right. We're going to get a DP. And this is the last step, folks, for all of you that have hung out this entire time. It looks more like a biosuit than a robot. But it's supposed to be an astronaut. So you're right, it is a biosuit. I'm going to turn on the light when we're done here too. So we'll put on the DP. Let's grab a J15. There it is. I don't know why that J ended up in the middle of everything. All right, J15. We're going to take 5 more DPs. One, two, three, 4. One more. All right. We're going to stack these up and put them all on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We're going to put a G21 on here. Basically, you take all these leftover pieces and we're going to make it look cool in the process. They are, I have to admit, I mean, they're really big on the aesthetics. They know that you're paying for the look of this thing. And so they're not leaving any pieces like uncovered, which is really nice. I'm going to take another one of these really cool bronzish Q3 pieces. I'm going to put an M8 on here. All right. Oh, M8's going to screw on. So let's tighten it down. Threads on here. All right. Threads are fine. Then we're going to tighten this one down. This is the time where I straighten everything up to begin with, so that I'm not having to do it later. A lot of these, definitely the holes are bigger than they need to be. And then you're left trying to line everything up just right. If you care about such things, which I do. There we go. That looks pretty good. Okay. And then we're going to put a DP on it. Stand it on its feet. I don't know if it will. As I was mentioning a minute ago, they're not perfectly level because of the way it's assembled. It's just part of the design, but I'll try it in 1 second. Let's grab one more M8. And we will give it a shot. All right, let's try it real quick. So he's going to be a little lopsided. Maybe I can adjust for it just by spreading his feet out a little bit, maybe. If his feet aren't flat, he's not stable enough. Put his arms forward. Oh, I'll get him. It's really close. Nope, I just don't think he's designed to stand on his feet. Hey Ryan, how you doing? I'm doing well. Just about done with this little build here. Nope, not designed to stand on his feet. He's designed to be hung or displayed. So, he's not really balanced. I don't think he was ever designed. He's designed to be more aesthetic than functional. It's a little out of balance. It's also just because the legs are not flat with one another because of the way that they're built. So, just the way it is. All right, so here's the stand. Now let's grab that original B19 that I pulled out of the package. All right, so we're going to take this. Again, even this is metal. I thought it may have been plastic, but nope. They are serious about their all-metal build. The only thing I think that's not metal on here that I can see is the globe of the astronaut. That's definitely not metal. It's plastic. But there's a reason for that. He lights up all nice. All right. So we're going to take this. Let's go ahead and grab 2 LS12s. Yeah, this it's pretty heavy when you're done because it's all metal. But yeah, it's got some heft to it. 2 LS12s, 2 ZPs. Two M10s. And then 2 S2.5s. All right, there we go. And let's put it together. So it's going to sit back here on the back side here somewhere. We're going to go ahead and put a ZP and a washer underneath. If you do some counting, you can kind of figure it out. I'm going to see if I can get it right the first time. If not, we'll move things around. Let's see if that does it. See those right there. It's crooked. I don't think that goes perfectly. We're going to move this one down over here. Yeah, it's supposed to be a little lopsided because otherwise it just doesn't line up. So there we go. That looks right. Okay, so then after we've got those aligned. All right, let me double check one more time. I'm just a stickler for stuff like this. 1, 2, 3, down. Yes, that looks right. Okay. Verified. All right. Then we're going to take those M10s on here. They do not screw down. They're not structural, they're just design. Oh, never mind, those M10s go underneath. That's what makes it more stable. All right, so the M10s go on the screws. They're not structural. All right, then this goes here, which makes it stand up straight because it gives it a flat spot to sit on. And then we can go straight to those 2.5s, which will be the structural components to hold everything together. Yeah, it's been a good day, Ryan. I got some good stuff done at work and spent a good dinner with the family. I am going to take a day off of work tomorrow, and the family and I are going to go see Eternals in the theater. Kids have the day off of school, and so we have decided to take advantage of it and go see a movie matinee during the day. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We like our Marvel movies in this house, so it sounds like it's going to be a good one. No matter what the critics say, I'm looking forward to it. It'll be part of the MCU one way or the other. Tightening that one up. Grab this guy and tighten it up, and we will be just about done with the display. Tighten that one up. All right. Now we take the display, and it looks like our astronaut just, did he screw on? Yeah. So one of the pieces that we put in his back here is a threaded, maybe I'm wrong, hold on. There's actually something in that hole. I thought it was going to be that, but there's already something in the hole. Which means we can't just stick it, well, oh, okay, I guess we'll just use it that way. So see, there's this piece we put in his back that's kind of tilty, and that will go in there to a certain extent and actually create a stop for us. So we're going to put that in there, and then we'll just screw it on for a minute, and it should create a stop. And then we have our little man. There's our astronaut, ready for liftoff. I love the display. I mean, that's really nice. What upcoming Marvel movies am I most excited for? Great question. I'm looking forward to Spider-Man. I think it's going to be kind of a linchpin movie in the series. I think it's going to really kick off the next year. I'm looking forward to this, the Hawkeye show that's coming up this holiday season. And I don't know if any of them that I'm not looking forward to. That's probably the better way to put it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the Spider-Man. I think that's going to be great. And then, of course, by the time we get around to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, when we get Wanda back, that will be cool. All right, so according to this, my astronaut is complete. And I'm happy with it. I like this idea of putting it under a little globe, making it fancy. But let's go ahead. I'm going to do exactly what Nelson said. We're going to light it up. So, okay, Google, turn off the garage overhead light. Okay, Google, turn off the studio lights. All right. Now that we've got a little bit of darkness, let's go ahead and screw his head on. And there we go. Look at that. And you'll notice that his head is RGB, and it changes colors. And it's a really beautiful display piece. You know, who knows how long that battery will last if you just let it run. But it does include 3 extra ones. So if you want to, you can, you know, keep it going. These are just little tiny batteries. But let's get a good look at it. Good finish there. I like it a lot. I mean, it's a little kit, but obviously, you know, you're talking. I was doing it on screen, and so it was a little bit slower, but I can't say it would have been that much slower if I wouldn't have been talking. It's a lot of kit. I mean, it's a lot of pieces. The metal, definitely, it's not a Lego set in terms of difficulty, but it's a really nice set, and I like the way that they've put it together. And I think it definitely is a good beginner set. It takes a lot of dexterity to put it together, but it was a lot of fun. So, okay, Google, turn on studio lights. There we go. Okay, Google, turn on garage overhead light. There we go. So there is my guy, and let's just go back to the wide shot for a minute. There we go. So there is my astronaut. He comes with his own little display stand. As you saw in the booklet, you know, you get a nice display for him, put him under some glass to keep him clean, display him wherever you want to. There we go. Tighten it up a little bit. But I think it's a neat build. I'm looking forward to trying other ones. I know a lot of people earlier in the stream said that they want to see me actually build an engine. So Stirling, if you're still in the stream, I know they were here earlier. If Stirling is still sticking around, you know, let's talk about building one of those Stirling motors, because it seems like there's some interest. But this is a lot of fun. Thanks everyone for hanging out with me this evening. I know it's late. I'm hoping a lot of people catch the replay of this tomorrow, because obviously late night stream during the week. Not a whole lot of people were able to hang out, but you guys are killer for hanging out with me on a Thursday night, particularly, you know, kind of a slow build. This wasn't exciting. This wasn't a 3D printer, but I think it was a lot of fun. I like builds like this. Models are fantastic. It's definitely in the maker space here. So that's it. Thanks, Nelson. Thank 3D Printer Noob, Ryan Evans, everyone that is still hanging out but is not talking. And if you know you catch me on Twitch later, thanks for hanging out on Twitch. This was fun to do my first live Twitch stream. It's been a lot of fun. And as always, I'm Chris. This has been Kersey Fabrications, and I will see you next time. Oh, be sure to check out the description. You will find the link to where you can buy one of these yourself if you want to buy these, or any of their other kits, engines, models, whatever. And there's a discount code in there too. See you next time. Do.